Alright everyone, so I'm not going to have a fast introduction about this, but I'm going to start making reviews about books that I've read and basically took notes on because I like taking notes on. So first one's going to be about 1984. And on page 1, electricity was cut off during daylight hours, part of the economic drive in prep for the hate week. Sound familiar? They want to cut off electricity because they're saying basically humans are a bunch of scum and all they do is take up resources. 2. Page 8. The television plays propaganda. Sounds familiar? Basically every mainstream media. Page 10. Winston hated young pretty women. They were always the most bigoted of all. Isn't that true? Aren't the most politically correct group out there young women? I mean, I basically can't meet a really young woman nowadays. I'm not going to sit here and stereotype all young women because there are a lot of brilliant young women who are probably more brilliant than I am. Obviously, they are. There's some. But a majority of them are brainwashed of political correctness and all the propaganda that comes along with it. All right. Also on page 11, Emmanuel Goldstein. This is when he was first introduced. He's the enemy of the people. He used to be a party member at a high level, almost big brother. A failed revolution. In other words, at the end of the story, he becomes, essentially, you find out that he's just a made-up character, made up by the government. Or he could be real, but they use him for control opposition means, and to trick people into believing all the nonsense that the control opposition created, aka them. Page 14. A day never passed where saboteurs, conspirators weren't found pledging to Goldstein. So essentially, it's the same thing nowadays. We never go a day without hearing somebody pledging to ISIS, or another day pledging to Al Qaeda, or another Iran's in the news for threatening us, or there's always a consistent new enemy. It never stops. Page 20, heat is cut off at certain times for the economy. Remember how Obama basically went to Africa and he said, hey, you guys are going to have to cut down on your carbon pollution. You have too many people. You guys can't sit here and have heat like we do. Or air conditioning. 35, Winston knew Oceania was in alliance with Eurasia 4 years ago, but they said otherwise. Sound familiar? Saddam, the Mujahideen, the Viet Cong, the Viet Minh, obviously, originally. Basically, everybody that we went out to fight, we formed, created, and we even invested in Mao at first, the communists, everybody. Page 36, reality control. Even when you know events happen, you're told otherwise until you believe it. Sound familiar? Basically everything from the Holocaust to even the Civil War, which wasn't even a civil war. It was a war against the states. Page 43. The proletariats only read rubbish news/videos. It only contains sports, crime, astrology, sensational 5-cent novelettes, films oozing with sex, and sentimental songs. Sound familiar? Also, only the proletariats could view pornography. It was banned for party members. Doesn't that also sound familiar? They push sex and pornography on you, but oh no, their daughters can't be whores. They can't. They're men that they raise. They're not gonna go out and take prostitutes or anything like that. No, they can't do that. But you guys can do that. It's fine. But I'm gonna choose kids not do that. Page 46, Comrade Ogilvy. Sometimes anybody remembers Jessica Lynch? Obviously, that was a fake story. Another one is Churchill. He basically is the biggest scam artist of the 20th century, really. Let's see. They destroy words every day. That is on page 49. They're basically getting rid of nouns and pronouns. It's essentially what they're trying to do. They're trying to get rid of mother and father nowadays, and he and she. They're not going to have really masculine pronouns anymore, feminine pronouns. Page 59. They always announce how they exceed expectations by every year. Doesn't that sound familiar with Obama saying that the economy's great and we don't need to worry about anything and that the economy's exceeding expectations like always? All right. Let's see, what's another one? I want to get a good one. Oh, wow, yeah. Page 107. Firearms plus poison were banned. Trying to get rid of firearms now, aren't we? Page 155. Nothing exists except an endless present in which the party is always right. Isn't that 9/11? Isn't that everything else? They're always right about the Holocaust. It doesn't matter what facts you present, what evidence you prove to them, or basically completely destroy their contention. It doesn't matter. They're right no matter what. Let's see, page 187. Murder, rape, killing of children are looked upon by one's own side and not by the enemy. Meritorious. In other words, if it's done to us, if murder happens to us, if our people are raped, it's looked upon bad. But if we do it to them, it's meritorious. Iraq, Afghanistan, sound familiar? Let's see what else. Page 191. In principle, the war effort is always planned as to eat up any surplus that might exist after meeting bare needs of the people. That's the only reason they're waging wars, so that they can destroy resources and destroy our economy. Page 205. The inventing of printing, however, made it easier to manipulate public opinion, and the film and radio carried the process further. Page 208. Below that came the dumb masses, whom we habitually refer to as the proles. Sound familiar? I mean, the everyday people, right? So, those were just a few things that I wrote down. And there's a lot more that's a part of this. I would recommend, please, reading this book. Read it, jot down notes, see if you can compare it with contemporary circumstances. It's really eye-opening to the fact that they've been following the same procedure since the 1940s, because this was written in 46, I want to say.